Hello, 8th graders. Wanted to create this video here for you to make sure that I give you some actual instruction for the next few weeks. I do want to say a few things here before we get started though. Number one, we are going to miss you guys. The teachers and I obviously talk and we chat. And one of the things that we're very sad about is the fact that we won't be able to see you for the next few weeks. We really do love teaching and we'll greatly miss you. Another thing that I do want to say is while you have this time off, there's a few things that you need to know. Number one is you are not required to do this instruction that I'm sending out today. It's totally up to you. There's also the other option of going to the district website with the resources that they provided so that you can access the instruction there. However, I wanted to be a little bit more engaging for you, and I see this strange situation that we're in as an opportunity for you and I to be able to collaborate online. So I have prepared some instruction for you, and this is the kind of the main way that I'm going to give it to you through this video. And then lastly, while you have this time off, make sure that you do try some new things. Don't just sit around and hang out on your phones all day or watch Netflix. Make sure you're engaging your brain in other ways so that you don't get too awfully lazy during these next 3 weeks, if you know what I mean. For example, after I create this video here for you guys, I'm going to be teaching my daughters how to make banana bread. So just try some new things. That's what I would encourage you to do. Okay, so to get on with it, this video is going to go through the instruction that you're going to be going through and the classwork that you're going to be going through for the next 2 weeks. So make sure that you're aware that this video is long and you don't have to watch the entire video. I'm going to explain the entire 2 weeks to you in this video. So my recommendation would be for you to watch a little bit of the video, make sure you understand the steps that you're going to be taking as you go through this little mini unit, and then stop the video and come back to the video when you're ready to go to the next step. But this video is meant to make sure that I explain in detail exactly what you're going to be doing. And of course, I can be accessed via email, so make sure that you email me if you have any questions and I will get back to you. The other piece is if you choose this method of instruction, I encourage you to just give it your best shot. Without having me there hands-on to help out. Obviously there's going to be some misunderstandings potentially and things like that, but hey, just give it a shot, and you can't go wrong by trying for sure. So what you're going to do for this unit is we're going to be talking about blogging. What you're going to want to do is log into Google Classroom, go to classwork, and you're going to see that blogging is the first topic. Everything for the next 2 weeks is under this blogging unit overview. I've created this Google document that you'll be using to hopefully get you through everything. This first section is about the overview. I'm going to basically explain it in my own words, but what you're going to be doing is you're going to be learning about blogging and what it is, and then you're going to be creating 2 blogs yourself, and they're going to be created on your Google site that you created earlier this year in my classroom. So you can read through that yourself, but I'm going to talk about each of the days and your tasks and kind of how I've set up this document. The first thing I want to talk about is how I have set up this document, which I've kind of given you a rough outline of how long each of these pieces should take. This is a rough estimate. I can't know for sure, so it really is kind of a guess, but feel free to work at your own pace. I understand that some of you will probably do this much more quickly than what the time that I allot here, and others it might take a little bit longer, and that's okay. The idea is to really engage your brains and to learn. So for this first one is for both the first 2 days is this task of really to understand exactly what a blog is, and I do want to kind of focus in on the goal. For each of the days that I outline, I kind of have a goal that you should be focused on. So whatever is happening here in the instruction and in your deliverable, I want you to keep in mind that your goal is really what you're after, okay? So as you're going through this, really refocus on that goal and make sure that that's the direction that you're heading. So for this day 1 and 2, what you're going to do is you're going to go to this website here, linked What is a Blog, and you're going to please read it in its entirety. It is somewhat detailed and very specific on what a blog is, gives you some definitions and some different ideas. The big two things that I really want you to focus in on are these definitions of blogger, blog, and notice their parts of speech as well. And then I do want you to focus in on this section here, which is professional bloggers and what do they think the blog means. So you're going to see some actual bloggers that are out there that do this for a living. They know what they're doing, and so these definitions can really help you to deepen your understanding of what a blog is. Obviously, I know and you know what a blog is, but there's a lot more to it than just our simple definition that we know now. So the idea is to kind of look through here and kind of understand that. Then, once you're done with that, you're going to go on and watch this very short YouTube video. This YouTube video is only like 3 minutes long, and it is kind of dated, but I really liked because it kind of gave me some context for what the blogs really, how they started, because blogs were really started because of news, and the idea was that no longer do we have to rely on CNN or ABC for our news. We can actually get the news ourselves and share it via a blog. So it really gives us some context for what blogs used to be. And then the last one is to visit this website, which is called Teamspeak. Now this Teamspeak is not a super well organized website, but it does actually have blogs that are created by teens. So I thought this was a really excellent way for you to kind of understand what your blog post could look like. So there's just a ton of different blogs here. I'm just going to go up to this first one and kind of select that, but stocking up on food, what you can do is you can kind of read through this, and you don't have to read it in its entirety. You can skim through it, but you can kind of see how different teenagers organize their blogs, because you're going to have to be writing your own, and when you write your own, you're going to have to know how to organize that. So it's a really great idea in terms of looking at actual exemplars for you to model. So once you do that piece, that's the instruction piece, right? Once you do the instruction piece, you actually have some work to do. What you're going to do is you're going to write one paragraph. The paragraph is simply going to answer the question of your understanding of a blog. You do it on Google Classroom, and when you link out here, you'll see that you're going to just submit your paragraph as a class comment. My recommendation to you is to open up a separate Google Doc and write your paragraph on the Google Doc so that you don't lose any work. Sometimes when we do the work here in the reply box, it can get lost or messed up, and I don't want you to do double work. When you write or answer this question, keep in mind these 3 activities that you did up here to really guide your thinking in terms of what a blog is. You are trying to come up with a working definition of a blog when you write this paragraph. As a reminder, this paragraph has to be 5 to 7 well-written sentences. It's a clear description that shows your understanding of what blogging is. And just a quick reminder, and I know you know this, but the paragraph should have a topic sentence, which says exactly what you're saying, followed by the supporting detail, and then one clincher sentence that kind of wraps up or restates your topic sentence in a different way. I do want to note here that after you submit, you can reply to other people's posts. I don't want you to feel like you are obligated to do this, because you don't have to, but you're welcome to. As a reminder, use online manners, which is our etiquette that we've taught you. The focus should be on the learning. We're not there to chat about what's going on, what you had for breakfast that day. It really should be focused on whatever the students are writing about. So at this point, if you'd like to stop this video and focus on just your first section of this little mini unit, then you can do so. If you'd like to continue listening, or if you're picking back up, we're going to go on to day 3 and 4. For day 3 and 4, this should be 2 days of roughly a half an hour of work per day. But you're going to be writing your own practice blog. So when you write your own practice blog, the goal is really right here. You're practicing your writing skills by creating a blog post about anything that you want to write about. I do want you to focus on something that interests you. An example that I have here is that if you really like a certain type of genre of music, then please write about that genre of music. And the other thing I want to show you here, and you can see this from that Teamspeak website, is to incorporate pictures. When you incorporate pictures, it does engage your readers and gives them something to look at as they read your blog post. So on this topic of your choice, there should be at least 5 paragraphs. Each of those paragraphs do not have to be 5 to 7 sentences. A blog post is a little more loose on the length of your paragraphs, and you can see that in some of the examples that you looked at earlier. But it does have to be at least 5 paragraphs. You can organize it any way you want. Please feel free to look back to some of those examples and see how they're organizing it and try to kind of organize it in that way. Be creative in how you organize it. You know, if you feel like you could start at the end and then work backwards, you can do that. It really is up to you. If you are not sure how to organize it, then you can use this organization method right here, where in paragraph 1, you set up your topic and really give them background. 2 and 3, these are more details about your topic and specifically what it means to you. They should be different meanings. So for example, paragraph 2, this genre of music helps me think more clearly when I work. That's all paragraph 2. Then paragraph 3 would be this genre of music lightens my mood. Those are very different things, but they both are things that topic means to you. And then in paragraph 4, I call this kind of an application discussion. What you're doing is you're explaining to the readers what the topic that you're talking about could actually mean to them. And then, of course, your paragraph 5 is a wrap-up. You're really kind of re-showing or retelling your readers about your topic in a different way, or maybe giving them some sort of final thought to have about their topic or the topic that you're writing about. When you go to do this, you're actually going to provide the link to your Google site here. As a reminder, your Google site is ELA Portfolio, so you can go to your Drive and search up ELA Portfolio. You'll have one created already, and when you open it, this is where you're going to be creating your blog. To create your blog, you're going to go and you're going to actually go to Pages, and you're going to create a new page, and you're going to title it Practice Blog. And then please give it a title. So whatever it is, you know, if we're using my example for the genre of music, you're going to do that. And then when you have your new page, this is where you're going to be doing your writing, okay? As a reminder, you can do it with a text box. You can insert a Google Doc if you want to create your blog on a Google Doc and then just insert the doc. But this is where you're going to have it. This is very important, so please pay attention to this step. When you are done with this page, with your practice blog, you're going to hit publish. And then once it's published, you need to provide me with the published link to your practice blog page. So I'm going to go to View Published Site, and this is where I grab my link to this page right here. That's the link that I'm going to copy and put into my practice blog post. Okay, do not try to link out the editable piece or editable site. You always want to link out the published site. That's the one where I'll be able to actually view your work. I'm going to stop here and pause because I'm just about out of time for this video. So this is going to be part 1 of the next little mini unit for blogging. I'm going to create another video, and that's going to be part 2 that finishes this up. So we'll see you guys soon.